I want to tell you about something that most people underestimate: routine. Not excitement, not inspiration, not motivation or breakthrough moments or dramatic transformations, just routine. The simple, comfortable, reliable repetition of the same small actions at the same time every day. Most people think routine is boring. They want variety. They want the excitement of a new method, a new challenge, a new push of motivation. They want to feel inspired when they study. But inspiration is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days it is there and studying feels wonderful. Many days it is not there at all. Routine does not need inspiration. Routine just runs, like a machine that starts itself every morning. No inspiration required, no motivation needed, just the same time, the same place, the same small action. And the results of routine, built over weeks and months and years, are the most extraordinary thing. Not because any single day is special, none of them are. That is the point. But because ordinary, repeated, reliable days, stacked one on top of another, build mountains. Today's story is about a young man named Pascal. Pascal chased inspiration. He wanted to feel motivated when he studied. And on the days when he did not feel motivated, he did not study until he discovered that routine was better than inspiration. And everything changed. This is his story. Meet Pascal. Pascal was 25 years old. He worked as a junior architect at a small design firm. He worked on building plans, interior layouts, and site documentation. He was creative and detail-oriented. He loved the visual logic of design. He had been trying to improve his English for 2 years, trying in the way that people try when they depend on motivation. On the days he felt inspired, he would study intensely. An hour and a half of vocabulary, grammar, listening, everything at once. He would feel good about it. He would think, if I do this every day, I will improve quickly. And then the next day, the inspiration was gone. He did not feel like studying. He would skip. And the day after, still not the mood. And by the time inspiration returned, 4 or 5 days had passed, and he would study intensively again. Big sessions when motivated, nothing when not. The pattern had repeated for 2 years. His English had improved slightly, not in proportion to the total effort he had put in, because the effort was inconsistent, intense and then absent, and inconsistent effort does not build the way consistent effort does. He talked about this with his older sister, Lena, one Sunday evening. What Lena said. Lena was 30 years old. She was a doctor. She had trained for 6 years, long, demanding, unglamorous years of study and practice. Pascal told her about his English, about the inspired days and the unmotivated days, about 2 years of trying and feeling like he was not where he should be. Lena listened. Then she asked, "Do you think I was inspired every day of medical school?" Pascal smiled slightly. "Probably not." "Not even close," she said. "There were weeks, months where I was exhausted and uninspired, and the last thing I wanted to do was study. But I studied anyway." "How?" said Pascal. "Routine," said Lena simply. "I studied at the same time every day. Not because I felt like it, because it was time. The routine removed the decision. I did not ask myself, do I feel like studying today? I just sat down because it was 7 in the morning, and that was what 7 in the morning meant." She looked at Pascal. Motivation is a feeling. Feelings change. Routine is a structure. Structures stay. She picked up her book. Stop waiting to feel inspired. Build a routine. Show up at the same time every day. Do the same small thing and let the routine carry you on the days when nothing else will. Pascal sat with that for a long time after she left. Motivation is a feeling. Feelings change. Routine is a structure. Structures stay. Lesson 1. Same time every day. The next morning, Pascal set his alarm for 6:30. Not because he was inspired, not because he felt motivated, but because he had decided that 6:30 was his English time. Every morning, starting today, the alarm rang. He got up, he made coffee, he sat at his desk, he opened his English course, he studied for 20 minutes, basic vocabulary review, a short listening exercise, 3 sentences written in English about his plans for the day. Nothing remarkable, nothing inspiring, just 20 minutes. At 6:30 on a Monday morning, he wrote in his notebook, Monday, 6:30 a.m., 20 minutes, not inspired, did it anyway. This is the routine. Tuesday, same, 6:30, 20 minutes, coffee, desk, course. Wednesday, he was tired. He had stayed up late. 6:30 arrived and he did not want to get up. He got up. He did his 20 minutes, slower than usual, less focused than usual, but 20 minutes. He wrote, Wednesday, tired, did it. Routine held by the end of the first week, 7 mornings, 7 sessions, some good, some tired, all done. He looked at the 7 entries in his notebook. He thought about the previous 2 years, about the weeks where inspiration had driven 3 big sessions and then 3 weeks of nothing. 7 consistent small sessions in 1 week was more than he had done in many months of inspiration chasing. The routine was already more reliable than the motivation had ever been. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. I study at the same time every day. The routine removes the decision. I do not ask if I feel inspired. It is 6:30. I begin. 7 mornings, all done. Routine held every single one. Tired and present beats inspired and absent every time. The routine carries me on the days when nothing else will. Motivation is a feeling. Routine is a structure. I choose the structure. Same time, same place, same small action, every morning. Lesson 2. What routine feels like after 1 month. 1 month into his 6:30 routine, Pascal noticed something he had not expected. He no longer had to decide to study. The decision had been made so many times, at the same time, in the same place, with the same small actions, that it had stopped being a decision. It had become automatic. 6:30 arrived. He got up, he made coffee, he sat at his desk, he opened the course, not because he was motivated, not because he had consciously decided to, because that was what 6:30 meant. The routine had become part of his identity, part of the structure of his morning, as natural and unquestioned as making coffee or brushing his teeth. He thought about Lena's words. Routine removes the decision. Yes, that was exactly it. He had removed the daily negotiation, the do I feel like it today conversation, by making the answer irrelevant. At 6:30, the answer did not matter. The action happened regardless. And 1 month of that automatic daily action had produced something visible. His vocabulary was noticeably stronger. 30 mornings of 20 minutes had given him 600 minutes of English contact. 600 minutes of vocabulary, grammar, listening, writing, not earned in dramatic, inspired sessions, earned in 20 ordinary, unremarkable minutes before the rest of the world woke up. He wrote in his notebook, 1 month. Routine is automatic now. The decision is gone. Just the action remains. That is exactly right. Daily English sentences, repeat after me. 1 month in, the routine is automatic. No decision needed. 6:30 means English. Not because I chose it today, but because I always do. 600 minutes of English from 20 quiet daily minutes. The daily negotiation is gone. The routine runs itself. Ordinary, unremarkable minutes build extraordinary results over time. I do not earn progress through inspiration. I earn it through routine. The action happens. The decision does not matter anymore. Lesson 3. The morning he almost broke it. 2 months into his routine, Pascal almost broke it. He had a very late night. A work deadline had kept him at his desk until 1 in the morning. When 6:30 arrived, he had slept for 5.5 hours. He lay in bed. The alarm rang. Every reasonable part of him said, "You slept 5 hours. Skip today. Rest. You earned it." He thought about 2 months of unbroken mornings, 61 consecutive days. He thought about what breaking the streak meant, not just one missed morning. The risk of the next morning being easier to miss, and the one after that. The way that one skipped day became 2, and 2 became a week, and a week became the end of the routine. He knew this pattern. He had lived it for 2 years. He got up, he made coffee, he sat at his desk. He did 10 minutes, not 20, just 10. One vocabulary review, one listening clip. Done. 10 minutes on 5.5 hours of sleep. He wrote in his notebook, slept 5 hours. 10 minutes, 62 mornings unbroken, routine protected. He looked at those last two words, routine protected, not English studied, not progress made, just the routine protected. The structure intact, the unbroken chain still unbroken, because protecting the routine was the same as protecting the growth. A routine that holds through hard nights is a routine that holds forever. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. I protect the routine even on hard mornings, especially then. 10 minutes on 5 hours of sleep, 62 days unbroken. One skip day makes the next easier to skip. I do not let it start. Routine protected. That is the most important entry in my notebook. A routine that survives hard nights survives everything. I get up, I do 10 minutes. I protect what I have built. The chain stays unbroken. That is the whole goal on hard days. Lesson 4. 6 months. The routine built. This 6 months after his first 6:30 morning, Pascal sat at his work desk. He was reviewing an international project brief, a document from a partner architecture firm in another country, in English. Dense, technical, professional English. He read it from start to finish, without stopping, without a dictionary, without losing the thread. He understood it completely. He thought about 2 years of inspiration chasing, about the big sessions and the long gaps, about the English that had improved slightly but never felt solid. And he thought about 6 months of 6:30 mornings, 180 sessions. Each one 20 minutes, some slightly less on hard mornings, some slightly more on good ones. All of them there. 180 mornings. Not one of them had felt significant. Not one had been a breakthrough. Not one had produced a dramatic moment of progress. But together, stacked quietly one on top of another, they had built this. The ability to read a dense professional document in English without stopping, without a dictionary, without losing the thread. He had not noticed the progress happening. He had just shown up every morning. And one day, today, over this document, the result had become visible. He wrote in his notebook, 6 months, 180 sessions. Read a full technical brief today without stopping. I did not notice the progress happening. I just kept going. Then one day, this. He thought about Lena, about motivation being a feeling and routine being a structure. The structure had held for 6 months, and the structure had built this. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. 180 mornings. One ordinary result each day. One extraordinary result over time. I did not notice the progress happening. I just kept going. Then one day, this. The routine built what motivation alone never could. 6 months of ordinary mornings produced an extraordinary capability. I read the whole document, no stopping, no dictionary. Routine built that. Motivation gets you started. Routine gets you there. I just kept going. That was the whole method. Final words. Build the routine. Pascal's story is simple. He spent 2 years chasing inspiration, big days when he was motivated, long gaps when he was not. A pattern that produced very little, because inconsistency, however intense, does not build the way consistency does. Then his sister said one thing: motivation is a feeling, routine is a structure, and Pascal built a structure. 6:30 every morning, 20 minutes for 6 months, 180 ordinary, unremarkable mornings, and a technical English document read completely, clearly, without stopping. Maybe you are an inspiration chaser too. Maybe your studying happens in big motivated bursts with long gaps between. Maybe you are waiting for the right feeling before you begin. I want to suggest something simple. Choose a time. Any time that works for your life. 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening, during lunch, whenever. Choose a time. Make that time mean English every day. Not when you feel like it, at that time. For 20 minutes, for 15, for however long you can honestly commit to. And then show up every day at that time, whether you feel inspired or not. Because the routine does not need inspiration. It just needs you at that time, every day, for as long as it takes. and it will take less time than you think. See you in the next one. Stay calm, stay consistent, and build your routine.